Good evening, this is Carolyn, and welcome to Scrapbooking with a Twist. We are going to make this week's embellishment for Ginger's Corner, the Scraps to Embellishments. And the theme this week was on safari. So I decided I was going to make a title, and this title could be used for anything. I'm actually going to use it for a back to school layout, and it's a jungle out there. So I cut it on the Cricut. And I did 2 offsets. So I have, this is a really pretty piece of paper, and I really struggled getting it cut on my silhouette. It's a piece of basil cardstock that is just, I don't know if you can see that, but it's called marble marshmallow or something like that, but it's like this marbly, and it's just so pretty. And I thought, well, that would be kind of neat for the letters. And my silhouette just does not like to cut basil paper. It's nice and heavy, and no matter what setting I put it on, it just doesn't really like to cut it. But so I just wrote it out, and this is why the font is Wild Thing, and I made like every other letter bigger, and then just scrunched them together and welded them together so that they would be attached. And then I made the offsets, which are these bubbles. This is the first offset, and this is the second one. So we're just going to glue this together, and then I'm going to show you a little what else I decided to do. So just a little bit of glue on these to hold them together. My favorite titles are these with the offset. And then, of course, you've got just a plethora of choices as far as fonts are concerned. I like the chunkier ones because they're easier to like overlap and then weld so that they're all together, or the cursive ones, the scripty ones that are easy to put together, and then you're not gluing each individual letter. Sometimes I like them in just the individual letters, but a lot of times I prefer them where they're hooked together and then they cut, you know, in a few pieces, or depending on what it is, possibly all one piece. And I like that look. I thought I had the E overlapped enough that it would weld together, but evidently I just had them touching each other, so they didn't weld together. Had I moved it just a tiny, tiny bit, that E would have been attached to the rest of that. Where's my Itza? Oh, there it is. Okay. Getting these glued on here. While I'm doing this gluing, let me do the twist real quick. The twist tonight kind of goes along with one I did a day or two ago when we talked about the best revenge is none. And so the one tonight is from Proverbs 25, 21, and 22. It says, if your enemy is hungry, give him food to eat. If he's thirsty, give him water to drink. In doing so, you will heap burning coals on his head, and the Lord will reward you. So like I said, this goes along with the one I did a couple of days ago, just kind of a reinforcement. But this is telling us the best way to get back at our enemy is actually to be kind to him. Well, first, it's hard for someone to be mean to you or ugly or to be your enemy if you're kind to them. Sincerely kind, not just fake kind, but sincerely kind. It's really hard for them to be your enemy and to do things that might, you know, offend you or hurt you. And then secondly, when someone goes out of their way to be kind, it says it's like heaping coals of fire on their head. So it's really getting back at them. It's like, why didn't they just strike back at me? And then that justifies what they did or how they act. But that's not what Jesus would have done, certainly. And it's not what it's telling us to do. It's saying to return the good with for the ugliness. And so it's like heaping coals of fire on their head when we do that. But then lastly, and probably most important, is the fact that the Lord will reward us if that's the way we act. And that should be our goal. Okay, there we go. We've got it put together. So that one was just a really simple one this week, other than the fact that I struggled cutting this out. And then I'm also going to send this little leafy die cut with this. And so I cut one and then cut it apart, because probably what I will do is something like maybe that, or this on with my title, maybe something like that, just to get it up there, you know, something maybe like that. But everybody's going to get one of these and the title. So thank you for dropping by. This was a quick one. I appreciate you dropping by my channel. I hope you enjoy the twists, and I hope you understand that I am definitely not preaching. I'm just reminding us of principles and things that we need to remember so that we can live in this world that just seems to be going awry, that we can live the way God wants us to. So I hope you have a blessed day, and above all, be a blessing to someone else. Here's some close-ups